I think the importance of ritual as well as just doctrines. I was brought up very much in Catholicism, and there was a lot of very abstruse doctrines that we had to agree with. That's not so prevalent in Islam. But people learn, I think, not about religion, not just by learning facts or reading scriptures, but ritual and behavior changes your mind. And I think one of the first things the Prophet did, peace be upon him, was advise his people who came to see him to pray, to prostrate themselves 5 times a day. And this was very, very uncongenial to the Arabs, who were at this point very pleased with themselves because they were doing frightfully well in Mecca economically. And that they were strong fighters and had strong opinions, but they were being asked to grovel on the ground like a slave. And we learn a great deal of our actual knowledge comes from behavior, the way we act, and from our bodies. And the actual prostrations was one of the first things that the Quraysh, the aristocrats of Mecca, were astonished at, that really important people were ready to put their face onto the earth and recognize the emptiness and littleness of themselves. And we do learn that not just by doctrines or abstruse conversations, but from our bodies. And so I think that was one of the first things that drew me to Islam, plus the extraordinary beauty of the Quran itself. At the very, very beginning of my career as a historian of religion, when I was working on a television program in Israel-Palestine. And at first, the Israeli film company thought I was just a boring ex-nun. The Palestinians took me on. And I remember one night, we were all a crowded, crammed car. And these were not devout Muslims. Some of them were drinking beer. And so it was all very rowdy, and the radio was on. And then the Quran came on the radio. And instantly, these young men fell silent. And they were very anxious that I should understand how beautiful this was. And that was the beginning, I think, of my interest in Islam. Well, another thing, when I left, I used to be a nun, and I left my convent, and I thought I'd never wanted anything to do with religion ever again.